Good morning, friends. Well, this morning is actually Thursday, and it's going to be a rather full and hopefully productive day. I'm going to catch you up to speed here. 2 years ago, 2 years ago, Mr. Lyons and I purchased a lot of land. It's about an acre here in Traverse City. It's actually north of Traverse City in a town called Williamsburg. And we bought this land with the full intention of building on it and, creating our summer home there. Well, as we started to interview architects and contractors, we were learning very swiftly that labor is a little bit hard to come by here, and getting materials here to Upper Michigan is a bit more challenging. Plus they have, rather harsh winters. So it was driving the cost of building a home up and up. And we both decided that we just didn't want to spend that kind of money on a summer home or a second home. While we want to make it beautiful, it was just a price range we were not willing to go in. So we had put the lot up for sale about a year ago, not even quite a year ago. And thankfully we have a buyer, and the closing is today. So I am about to pick Mr. Lyons up from the airport shortly. But the caveat is he is in Chicago on a layover and the flight is delayed. So I'm crossing my fingers that this doesn't mean we have to reschedule the closing, because this is something we are looking forward to sort of putting behind us and moving forward either with the house that we're in now or figuring out where we want to be in Traverse City. But for now, we love this house. We love it. It's our second year here. We're good here. Anyway, I want to create a high protein breakfast for myself so that I can sustain this energy all through the day, because I have to work also. Not sure if you all know, I am a pescatarian. So I was plant-based for about 6 years and a vegetarian for just a few months before that. And then I became a pescatarian about 4 years ago. So I don't have, obviously, meat. So I always look for ways to incorporate more protein into my diet. So avocado toast I know is all the rage, and I love it just as much as anyone. But to add a little extra protein to it, I take cottage cheese and I whip it up. I make it that first layer, then I put the avocado, and then the accoutrement from there on. So I'm going to kind of walk you through that process and how I like to make this extra protein avocado toast breakfast for myself. So let's get to it. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is make that high protein breakfast for me that I was just speaking about. And I love the Good Culture cottage cheese, or your favorite cottage cheese. That's one added layer, if you will, of protein to this half an avocado that I will use as well. So this is just a creative spin on avocado toast for me. And this is my homemade sourdough, and I've already toasted this piece of bread, some of my homegrown tomatoes, and some pickled red onions that I did last week. So I have some of that fermented food there, which is good for the gut. And I always sprinkle hemp hearts on top of either avocado toast, salads, things like that. It's just an added source of omegas and other good stuff in there for you. So I'm going to whip that up and show you what my beautiful high protein vegetarian breakfast looks like for me. Everything but the bagel seasoning. Also like a little crushed red pepper, then we get some tang from the onions. I like it spicy. We will layer our tomatoes. And here I'm gonna get some of my pickled red onions. So good. beautiful, flavorful, but delicate pea shoots. And we love growing these. We grow these in Florida and in Michigan. It's so easy. Now it is a beautiful, beautiful morning this morning here in Traverse City, and I think, gosh, about this time it's about 68 degrees. So we are going to have this al fresco, and I just thought that I might drizzle just a touch, there we go, of olive oil there, just to make it a little bit more flavorful and rich. But there you are. There is my cottage cheese and avocado toast. Girl, Molly, that's okay. Finish. Right, so I am waiting and have been waiting for quite some time in the cell phone waiting parking lot here at the airport for Mr. Lyons' very delayed flight coming in from his layover in Chicago. And I have to say, American Airlines has done us dirty this summer. And while I understand that the weather has been extremely problematic across the United States this summer, that hasn't been the case for today. And his flight going to Orlando on Sunday was unnecessarily brutal. He had 2 layovers instead of 1. It took him 16 hours for what should have been a 5-hour journey. And anyway, if you want to test my sanity or the sanctity of any wedding planner's sanity, you will mess with their timelines. And so the fact that this will make us late for our closing is sending me into another stratosphere of unsettled. And if you think I'm timely, you should meet Mr. Lyons. He is even more timely than I am because he runs chronically early. I don't even want to know what he feels like on that plane right now. All I know is that as soon as he gets off that plane, I'm putting him in this driver's seat because I have a feeling he will get us to that closing faster than I will. I've already emailed our realtor and the title company, hoping that they will give us grace because we really, really have been looking forward to closing for quite some time now, and I'm looking forward to nothing more than celebrating with my husband this evening on the closing of our lot and just sort of closing this chapter and moving forward from here on in. So hopefully he's landing in a few minutes. I'm looking for the plane and wish us luck. Good morning. Well, I am so excited. I'm in the car waiting for Mr. Lyons to come on out. We are heading to Traverse City's first, their inaugural Food and Wine Festival today. And I am so excited. There is going to be Tyler Florence we all know from the Food Network. And I'm not sure if you know Carter Osterhaus. He's on HGTV and he did Trading Spaces and he does like that Christmas light up show like during the holidays on ABC and everything. Well, he is a Traverse City native and lives here with his wife Amy, and so he's a host as well. And the morning started off kind of dreary and rainy, but the sun has come out and it's pushed through some beautiful weather. So I think it's going to be 73 degrees and I'm so excited to try everything on such a beautiful day, such a beautiful thing to do. So I thought that in light of us going to the Food and Wine Festival, that later on I will show you the proper etiquette in holding a wine glass, drinking from your wine glass, and everything surrounded around wine and wine glasses, I suppose. So I will try to get some shots from there. I hope so. I'll bring the camera and looking forward to a really beautiful time. Scooters are getting quicker. Yeah, there you go. All right. Thank you. Okay, so we have returned from the Food and Wine Festival and it was so much fun, but it got very breezy and chilly. So I had to change into my sweater here. So don't come for me, all of my Florida friends that are sweltering in Florida. I promise my heart is with you, but I'm very happy in these temperatures. I'm gonna feel it soon though. We're coming back the last week of September, so I know it's coming for me. But now it's time to talk all things proper wine etiquette. And I thought I'd start by this fabulous little accessory I received today at the Food and Wine Festival. Isn't this hilarious? I mean, I think it's extremely practical and fun, but I have never seen anything quite like this. When I got there, I was a little unsettled at first, but I mean, it's safe to say I quickly embraced it. I embraced the whole wine portion of the Food and Wine Festival quite nicely, I might say. But anyway, this was handy to walk around with, but no, this is not a part of the wine etiquette that we'll be going over today. So, without further ado, shall we? I've prepared some wine for us to try. Okay, now for the fun stuff. So now, because I'm a giver and I'm a server and I'm an educator, I'm going to pour myself a glass of wine to properly explain proper wine glass handling etiquette. Here we go. So if I am pouring the wine, by the way, what I would do is pour the wine this way and make sure I give it a gentle twist at the end to avoid any drips going down the side of the glass or the table. And then I have my perfectly poured glass of wine here. I'm going to pick it up by the stem, and the reason why we pick it up by the stem and not, you may have seen some people holding glasses of wine like this. It's very casual, it's very fun. It's also very incorrect. We go ahead and pick up the glass by the stem this way. And the reason why is that although this is a glass of white wine and it may seem perfectly obvious, but the reason why is that we don't want to warm the liquid or in the glass, in this case, the wine, of course. It is chilled and it's chilled to perfection. But even if I poured this red wine, most good red wines are chilled just slightly, but even at room temperature, you don't want to put your fingers on the globe of the glass to further warm that liquid in there. The other reason is, in doing this, is I'm putting my fingerprints all over the globe. And while that might be good for a Dateline NBC episode, it's certainly not good for elegant behavior. I said what I said. Okay, next what we're going to do is when we take a sip of wine, is we're going to make sure if I'm having a conversation with you, I'm not going to go out, Please don't do that. What we want to do is just gently look into the glass, take our sip of wine, and return to the conversation. It keeps us focused, it keeps it a lot more elegant, and then it's a lot more composed, certainly. So the next thing we do is, especially ladies with lipstick, and even if you don't have lipstick, and gentlemen too, you want to drink from your glass from the same point every single time. Now the reason for that is much like the reason why we don't put our fingers all over the globe of the glass. We don't want that red or pink lipstick ring of shame on our glass, and even if we didn't, lip prints would be all over the glass. So we take care to make sure we remember where we drank from, especially if we put our glass down, and you can look for that spot there. Taking another sip, of course, for educational purposes, and you would drink from the same side every time. So today was so much fun at the Food and Wine Festival. I saw a lot of really great wine glass etiquette, and I saw some not so great wine glass etiquette. So I'm here to serve. Also, if you would like to know more about your role as a host or hostess, if you're entertaining guests and or clients and you're ordering the wine, or if you're the guest and you want to know your role in handling the wine, etc., I'd love to cover that for you in a future video. Just let me know. As always, thank you so much for joining me here today. And if you would be so kind as to like and share and subscribe to this channel, it would mean a whole lot. It would help the algorithm with YouTube push this out to more people who want to see this sort of content. And if you made it this far, go ahead. This is one of my favorite vineyards here in Michigan. Comment Black Star. If you comment Black Star in there, I'll know you made it this far, and I so appreciate it. I can't wait to share next week with you, and I'll look for you in my next video. Bye.